Hello and welcome back to Cray Outdoors. Welcome to another update video. A lot has happened in the world in the last couple of months and in my life, so lots to update you all on. At the end of the video I will include a fishing adventure at Big Creek Lake just outside of Mobile, Alabama, so stay tuned for that, and I guess we'll just get into it. So I don't normally talk about politics or things that are going on in the world on this channel. I like to kind of keep it specific to fishing and the outdoors, but nowadays I guess you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Even with the channel my size, there's been a lot of people saying that I should talk about the things that are going on. I guess I will. I do feel like I'm in kind of a unique situation too, being that I grew up in a small, conservative, all-white town, very poor. That town had a lot of problems. And now I actually live in an African-American neighborhood just outside the city of Mobile, Alabama. And once again, this area and this community has a lot of problems. But the one thing that both of these areas have had in common is great neighbors. You know, where I grew up, people that would give the clothes off their back to people. And where I live now, I have great neighbors. They look out for me. I try and look out for them. And yeah, it's just a great community and a great relationship that we all have. And when I think about George Floyd's death and Ahmaud Arbery, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but when I think about those deaths, it does make me understand a lot of the outrage that's happening in the country. I totally get it, and racism is definitely still a real thing in our country, and I just hope that we can all come together and deal with these issues. One thing that I don't like is just seeing all the fighting going on between like the conservative all-white town that I grew up in and I guess the more left-leaning neighborhood that I live now, especially considering a lot of people are fighting for the same things, like, you know, equality and access to health care and good jobs and that kind of thing. So I just hope that we can all come together as a country and fix these issues. So I guess that's my statement on that. To move on to the future of this YouTube channel, I have some big updates in my life. The last update video I did, I think I had said that my position here in Mobile, Alabama was probably going to get extended until the end of June, and I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing this summer. Well, the non-for-profit that I work for just offered me a position in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. So the position here in Mobile ends this week. The position in Tennessee starts next week, and I decided to make the jump and go for it. My roommate also got offered a position out there, doing something a little bit different, but in the same area. So I'll still be actually working with him a little bit. And yeah, it just kind of made sense since he wanted to break the lease that I break the lease too, and get out of here, get out of the heat, and head to the mountains for the summer. So I'm excited. It's going to be my first time in true Appalachia, and I'm just really excited for mountains and topography again. I'm excited to explore this new area. I totally, to be completely 100% honest with you all, I don't even know for sure what I'm going to be doing. Everything's kind of chaotic right now with the COVID situation. They just found out that, you know, they have funding to put people here and work in this national forest, so I don't even know exactly what we're going to be doing yet, but I'm going to figure it out when I get there, and hopefully I can continue to do impactful conservation work, and hopefully it'll be a good time. So be ready for videos coming from the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. It's also right near the North Carolina border, so it's a very similar gig to my gig in Allegheny State Park in terms of the housing arrangement. I'm not going to probably have phone service there. Phone service is very spotty. I'm not going to have access to internet. I'm going to be like a half hour away from like gas stations and restaurants and grocery stores, that kind of thing. So it's really out there, and I don't know to what capacity I'm going to be able to upload videos just because I'm not going to have internet access. So I plan to continue to film and make videos, but they might not get uploaded until my next gig late this fall. So I don't know what's going to happen in terms of videos being uploaded. I'm going to try and upload a couple of videos this week and finish off the stuff in the Mobile area, but yeah, uploading videos this summer might be tough, but I do plan to continue to make videos, so I hope that you all stick with me. I know the one question I keep getting is, when am I coming back to Western New York? Unfortunately, I don't have a great answer to that question either. What I can tell you is all of my connections in New York have told me to stay down here in the South. It sounds like the situation's pretty bad in terms of the state budget. The state doesn't really have money for to hire people in the conservation realm, which is like where my experience is. My degree's in wildlife, and lately I've been doing a lot more forestry type stuff. But right now, New York State, Pennsylvania aren't hiring people for any of that. You know, the state has no money, and of course they give priority to more essential stuff like healthcare and things. So yeah, the situation doesn't look good. The situation's not good across the country, but it's a little bit better here in the South. And my most recent job, I was working off of grants from fines from the BP oil spill, so we at least have that oil money to work with down here in the Gulf states. So I'm probably not going to be back in New York State or Pennsylvania on a permanent basis in quite a while, but I do plan to head up there and visit my friends and family at some point this summer or fall. Dustin and Olivia are, as of right now, still planning to get married in August, so I'll be in southern PA then, and hopefully can make a trip to northern PA, western New York, and maybe film a video or two this summer. But I don't want to make that guarantee because everything's just up in the air right now. I think you all sort of understand. I know I'm not the only person in this situation. I'm sure a lot of you watching this are also unsure of what your future holds at the moment. But I am very lucky, very blessed to have been able to stay employed throughout this whole thing and be offered this position in Tennessee. It's only a temporary gig, but at least it's something, and it covers housing. I'm gonna have a place to live, and I'm gonna get to live in the woods. You know, I love living in the wilderness, so I'm excited for it. That's the big update for this summer. On to the fun stuff, all the new equipment that I bought. So as mentioned, I've been very, very fortunate in that I've been able to stay employed throughout the whole COVID situation. And with that, I was able to actually put a portion of my stimulus check towards new stuff. I've been looking to upgrade some of my hiking and backpacking stuff for a long time, so finally had the opportunity to do that. The other thing I've been trying to get for a long time is a new fly rod. So in western New York, Pennsylvania, and the pressured rivers we have around there, like the Chattacoin, the Allegheny, the Susquehanna, the Tioga, the best way to catch these big muskie and pike is actually to fly fish, just because it's a much more subtle presentation and something that's a lot more natural looking and something that the fish aren't used to seeing. So I've been wanting to get into fly fishing for muskie for a long time, but just haven't really had the right equipment. I actually broke my 8-weight trying to cast muskie flies, so we finally upgraded to a 10-weight. And this is a saltwater rod. A muskie rod costs a ton of money, but here on the coast, they sell saltwater rods, which are way less expensive than a quote muskie rod, even though it's literally the same thing. This is just a 10-weight fly rod. I got it at Bass Pro Shops. It is a Deceiver, a worldwide sportsman. A worldwide sportsman Deceiver rod. So I mean, it's a budget rod, but it works. Saltwater approved. I can use it to throw big flies for redfish and stuff, of course. Now that I'm moving away from the coast, I don't know when that's going to happen. I never really got the chance to play with it before it's time to leave like I was hoping to, but for the reel I put on this Akuma. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, but it's basically like the cheapest reel that you can get on the Akuma website, but the reviews say that this is actually a pretty good fly reel for the money. I think it was about 60 bucks, and yeah, apparently for the money, it's like the equivalent of a $100 fly reel. It's got a good drag system and all that. And once again, you can use it in saltwater. So that's the reel. This is the rod. The rod was on sale. The reel was on sale when I bought it. So just made sense to kind of pull the trigger while I had the option. In terms of backpacking stuff, we got a lot. Actually, let's continue with fishing stuff. The other thing we got fishing-wise is this, whoa, dropping stuff. The other thing we got fishing-wise is this Akuma Trio. It's a reel with a bait feeder system. I have one of the other less expensive Akuma models that has this bait feeder system, so it's got a second drag on it. So you set that drag, and then that way you can set that drag really light and have the fish take it without taking your rod in. And then when you're ready to set the hook, you turn off that drag, it'll engage the main drag, and you can set your hook. These bait feeder system reels are really, really awesome for bait fishing, for catfish, carp, or even surf fishing. This is a reel that, once again, I can throw in saltwater or freshwater, and I purchased 2 of these while they were on sale for, I mean, it was a steal. It was a steal what I paid for this thing. So it made sense to buy a couple of those too and upgrade my bait fishing reels, because my bait fishing reels, they're not good, but now I have some excellent ones. So, all right, transitioning to backpacking stuff. We finally got ourselves a gravity filter. This is a Platypus, one of the fancier gravity filters. It's a 2 liter, excuse me. I can take it apart and show it to you. Most of you probably, any of you that have backpacked before know how these work. So basically how this works is you have your dirty bag and your clean bag, and you will put this filter in the middle. You connect the filter to the dirty bag, which I don't have, it's not exactly set up yet, but you know, that's how it'll connect. And then there's another hose that'll connect it to the clean bag. So you'll put your dirty bag on top and then let gravity flow through, let gravity drive your dirty water through this filter. And so by the time it gets to this clean bag, it'll be completely purified. And this is probably the most effective, easiest way to purify water while you're backpacking or anywhere. With everything that's going on in the world right now, I decided it was actually probably a good time to buy one of these, just because you never know. Also, I don't have one, and I've been lucky in that backpacking around Allegheny State Park and the Allegheny National Forest, there's a lot of springs, so I usually just fill up at a natural spring. You can see the water coming right out of the ground, usually comes right out of a hose. So technically even that water you're supposed to run through a filter. I never have, and I've been fine, but yeah, with me starting to travel more and backpack in different places like Glacier National Park and now Tennessee, it was just time to definitely get a better filtration system so I can purify water anywhere from any stream. So that's the water filter. The other big thing that I bought for backpacking, probably the more exciting thing, is a new backpack. So this is a Deuter Air Contact. It's a 65 plus 10 liter. What that means is it's 65 liters and it's got a brain that can add another 10 liters. It's also got a rain fly on it, which is important because I hike in all weather, rain or shine. So this backpack is a lot bigger than my old backpack, which was just a 55 liter Kelty. And the 55 liter Kelty was just fine for a quick overnight trip, which is mainly what I've done so far, hiking around Allegheny State Park and the Allegheny National Forest. You just hike in, stay the night, hike out. But I want to start getting more into backpacking. I realized last year in Glacier that 55 liter backpack just wasn't going to cut it on big trips. If I'm going to do a week-long backpacking trip, I really need something larger. So we've now got our nice, comfy, fancy 65 plus 70, or 65 plus 10 liter backpack. So up to 75 liters of storage. And you all know me, I like to film and fish as well, so my filming stuff and fishing stuff is increasing exponentially. So of course I need more space for that too. Even if I'm doing a quick overnight trip, I'm gonna have more filming gear now. The other new purchase that is something that I've been wanting to get for a long time, something I've been needing to get for a long time, is a new pair of waders. So these are Adams Built waders. It's a relatively new brand in the fishing scene. I'm excited to actually wear these and try these out. It has good reviews. They were pretty middle of the line in terms of price. They weren't cheap, but they weren't crazy expensive either. These are definitely more of a southern pair of waders. They're very light, not super hot, not super insulated, which is what I need for down here in the south. As I mentioned, I'm probably going to be spending more time here in the south than the north over the next couple of years. So I got these. And they're chest waders. I've not had chest waders in quite a long time. They don't come with the boots, but I still have the boots from my old wading pants. My old wading pants, I love them. I really love the neoprene wader style. They have been great. I put them through the ringer. They are finally starting to leak. They have small leaks in them, and I've tried finding the leaks and patching them, but haven't been very successful. And they're also just they're getting old, and they're pretty beat up, and they're just a little bit warm for down here in the south. So they're also only wading pants. They only go up to my waist, so these go all the way up to my chest. so I'll be able to wade into deeper water. Again, I was thinking when I bought these, wade fishing here along the Gulf Coast for sea trout and stuff. However, now that's probably not going to happen, but I can certainly use these guys for trout fishing in Tennessee, so I'm excited for that. Now for probably the most exciting thing, which is a channel update in and of itself. Here it is, folks. That's right, we have a drone. It's a DJI Mavic Mini, and this thing is awesome. I've been using it for the last couple of weeks now. Whoops, I opened it up in the wrong order because I'm talking to y'all and not paying attention. Y'all, man, I'm catching on to the southern lingo down here. This thing is awesome. I can't even begin to express how much fun I've been having flying this thing. If you have the money for a drone, invest in one, man. This thing, I've had so much fun with this thing over the last month that I'm frustrated that I didn't buy one years ago. It takes such amazing video. It gives you such a good vantage point of the whole area. Anytime you're at a new fishing spot, you can just learn so much by putting this thing up there. You can even see fish from it. You can see during the algae blooms where to go to avoid the algae, where to catch fish. And it just films amazing video for making videos. I love this thing, guys. I absolutely love this thing. It's a DJI Mavic Mini, perfect beginner drone. And I gotta give a huge shout out to my dad. I actually didn't pay for this. He gave it to me as an early birthday present. He got it for free somehow through his work. He won it as like a door prize at his company's Christmas party or something. So I guess I can also give a shout out to Seneca Cigarettes. But yeah, this thing has been great. I love it. And get ready for lots and lots of drone shots. I know the drone shots are probably gonna be heavy over my next couple of videos just because I've been having so much fun playing with this thing. But in the future, they'll probably start to fade into, I'm trying to figure out that balance between how much drone footage is too much and how much is just right. So yeah, this thing has been great though. It is it's a perfect beginner drone. It's not one of the larger ones, which the advantage of it being small is I don't need to register it with the government or whatever. If it was 1 ounce bigger, I would have to, but it's small, it's portable, I can put it in my pocket. The disadvantage of it being small is it's not super powerful in the wind. So on a windy day, in fact today's a little bit windy, I'm still gonna launch it to show y'all, but on a very windy day or even a moderately windy day, anything beyond a super light breeze, you can't really fly this thing. And where I'm from in Western New York, you know that's an issue. That's almost always breezy there. But here in Mobile, the wind isn't really even much of an issue. It'll get really windy during a storm, but and we do get a lot of storms, but obviously I'm not usually fishing during a lightning storm anyway. So anytime that I'm fishing, I can pretty much fly this thing around here. So it's been awesome so far. I don't know what the climate's gonna be in Tennessee, but hopefully I'll be able to fly it a lot there too. And without further ado, let's show you this thing in action. Well, I was gonna put the drone in the air real quick and show you some of the features and stuff, but unfortunately the DJI app decided that I live too close to the airport today, even though I flew the drone here the first day I used it. But today it decided I live too close to the airport. There is an airport not far from here, so that's okay because I still have plenty of drone shots for you all. From here we're going to go to my fishing adventure at Big Creek Lake. That was the first time I really took the drone somewhere cool, so you'll get to see me learning how to use it there and see some awesome drone shots. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all for watching and supporting me. I know this was kind of a long, drawn-out video, but there was a lot to talk about, lots of updates, lots of new and crazy things happening. I guess the way I'll end this segment, kind of going back to the first thing I talked about, no matter who you are, or where you live, or what color your skin is, your life matters. Know that I want what's best for everybody. I know these are just difficult times for everybody, so I'm thinking about all of you back home in Western New York. I'm thinking about, you know, the people in the community where I live now that I'm leaving behind. And I just wish the best for everyone and wish love onto everyone. So hope you enjoy the Big Creek Lake fishing adventure, and be sure to subscribe for future content from Tennessee and beyond. Not gonna lie, flying this thing is kind of terrifying, being new to it. Eventually I just need to get over my fear of flying it over water. Been scared to do it up until this point, but I'm gonna have to get over the fear of it eventually. See if we see any bass over here in this corner down here. I also don't know how far I can go with this thing until it crashes. That's kind of scary. Any of you see any bass? Tell you, driving this thing is fun. I'm also going to have to get over my fear of crossing the road with it eventually too, I think. Let's go try and see what's on the other side of the road, shall we? Doesn't really look like there's any fishing spots on that side of the road, does it? This is so scary. It's fun but terrifying operating a drone, not gonna lie. Beautiful lake out there. We definitely gonna want to check that out later. This is so cool, man. I can scout my fishing spots ahead of time. I'm not even fishing, and I can scout all these fishing spots. I can get a plan for the day just by driving this thing. I don't know what my range is. It's the one kind of scary thing. Alright, spin her around. I don't see it yet. This is so scary, I'm driving it via camera. I'm guessing that guy standing there is me. Yep, that's me. This is so cool! Oh my goodness. There it is. Man, I don't know what kind of range my remote has. This is the other thing. I'm scared I'm just gonna like go out of range with it and it's gonna just crash. It's so scared to go up really high with it. And now the wind's picking up again. Alright, I'm coming back down. I'm coming back down. I'm scared. I am scared. Alrighty folks, well I think this is a pretty good start. Maybe we'll fly it again at sundown, once the sun starts going down. We've still got a little bit of battery left. Perfect. Yeet. That was so much fun. Well, we are now ready for the fishing portion of today's video. We've got about 2 hours of light. See what we can catch. This is not a kayak launch, this is a fishing spot. And this is a fishing spot that I'm using as a kayak launch. So this might be a little bit sketchy here, what we're doing. I don't know that they even necessarily encourage launching kayaks here. They don't want people touching the water. This is where Mobile, Alabama gets its drinking water from. This is actually where I get my personal drinking water from, probably, to be honest. Eventually there's going to be a big drop, and it's going to be sketchy. There it is. Alright. Whew. We are on the lake. Doesn't look like we lost any equipment. Alright. The paddles are going the wrong way. There we go. All right, let's see what we can catch. There we go. Oh, I missed it. That was a little one anyway. My drag is a little bit loose. Alright, well, that gave us some action. So the wind changed directions, and look at that out there. Looks very ominous. I'm just looking at the weather forecast. I don't think it's gonna hit me. I don't think it's gonna hit us. But I don't know. You never know in Alabama. So, we're gonna start making our way back. Good news is the wind switched directions. So I hardly paddled. The wind just took me down here, and now we're gonna let the wind take us back. No! That was a good one! Holy crap, that was huge! Oh man, that didn't feel like a bass if I'm being 100% honest with you. I think it was a gar. It was huge, whatever that was. Jeepers creepers. Oh man. We're just kind of blind casting on our way back now. Holy cow, that was a big fish. That was my biggest freshwater fish I've hooked into yet. That was huge. Man. It looked like the hook ever even really set, so I'm wondering if it was just a big giant gar hanging onto it. My guess was that was a huge gar, but I have no idea. Time to call it quits. It's going to be interesting, because again, this isn't actually a kayak launch. Perfect. It's going in the right direction. Smoother than I expected. Folks, well, we're calling it quits. All of a sudden, there's thunder and lightning. Got the kayak out of the water and on the roof just in the nick of time. Obviously, we're not going to throw up the drone to see the sunset. You know, that's how the weather is here in Alabama. They weren't predicting this, but this is the end of today's video. Basically, I accomplished my goal today. Unfortunately, we didn't catch any fish, but I learned a lot about Big Creek Lake. I learned how to use the drone and how to use it for scouting fishing spots, so I'm so excited about that thing. That thing is just so cool.